After humanity's miserable state was revealed to Dante, he looked into Beatrice's eyes and saw a small amount of light in them. This light was equated to a small star sent rays, a source and magnitude of illumination like the full moon on a clear night. So strong was the illumination that Dante had to shut his eyes. When he opened his eyes again, the great Florentine poet observed that on the other side of the criminal Empyrean, this consisted of 9 rings around the central point, which was the Holy Trinity, whereas the premium mobile was the swiftest sphere of the universe, the innermost circle of the Empyrean spun the fastest. Sensing that he was both eager and confused by what he saw, Beatrice explained that from the Empyrean center point is where all the creation flowed. The flaming central circle revolved with eternal fiery blood. Premium mobile was essentially the place of the angelic beings, bounded only by love and light. As Dante looked, he saw how the universe in the premium mobile was a copy of the Ethereum. However, as it was not and more like an inverse copy, this confused the great Florentine. Beatrice explained how the size of the material spheres was derived from the divine power that flows through them. The larger spheres possess more goodness and bliss than the smaller ones. These spheres matched to the rings of Ethereum in power. So, as such, Dante was not to measure the circumference of the circles, but the increasing or decreasing power of the corresponding angelic beings. This explanation cleared Dante's mind of all confusion, the same way east wind was thought to cleanse the air. With a clear mind, Dante saw truth as were a pleasant. Suddenly, each ring sparked with a burst of more than, I'll put the number up on the screen. All of these angelic beings sang out in unison, Hosanna, explained that the innermost ring was the abode of the seraphim. The second ring was where the cherubim abided. These two revolved around the great light, with the ring of cherubim being slightly slower than the seraphim. Outside the ring of the cherubim was the ring of thrones. All of these lower ranks enjoyed immeasurable joy in the peace that passes all understanding. They were in Him, and then loved Him. As each of the 9 circles of the angelic beings decreased from power, grace, and will, Dante saw that the first triad was followed by the second triad. The fourth circle was the abode of the divine beings who govern the celestial bodies and objects. The fifth ring was where the virtues abided, angelic beings who govern the elements. Outside the ring of virtues was the ring of powers, combat demonic forces. These were followed by the outer triad. The seventh circle was the abode of the principalities, which were angelic beings who protected nations and the church itself. The eighth ring was where the archangels abided, who seemed to be outside the ring of the archangels was, of course, the ring of the angels, who protected particular people or even families as guardians. This was the order that Pseudo Dionysius the Haggai had listed in his work on the celestial hierarchy. This work, though written in the 5th century biblical diagnosis that Haggai, who was converted to Christianity by St. Paul. It was St. Paul who related what he had seen in vision about the angelic orders to Dionysus. It seems that conjectural on my part, the revelation which St. Paul had given to the biblical Dionysus had been handed down until the pseudo-Dionysus committed it to parchment. Dante recalled how Pope Gregory I thought the Christian angelic order was carried in powers, principalities, virtues, dominions, thrones, archangels, and angels. However, there was a tradition that when Pope Gregory I died, he realized his error, and according to the tradition,